I'm going to give you an Andy-like answer here because you guys deserve this. So when you are job searching and you are looking at the digitally available, I don't know if I ever said that before. Is that even an expression? The digitally available information, meaning I go to a corporate website or I go to LinkedIn or wherever and I see a job's open. Now, on the red flags, you're never truly gonna know. Okay, you're never truly gonna know unless you get in there and you start interviewing and you start asking the right questions and you start looking at and understanding who the boss is and if he's a nice guy or she's a great lady. Are they warm and welcoming? Are they tough to work with? Has there been a lot of turnover and all that good stuff? And so you can get in there and you can start looking at red flags. Now, red flags, when you get into the interviewing process, can come in different forms, right? There's the, oh my goodness, look at what a difficult person this would be to work with, right? Totally a dictator and all this other stuff, not very friendly, about as warm as a wet mop, that kind of stuff where you can see it. Or why is the position open? Somebody just quit. Why'd they quit? The boss fired them. Well, what happened to the person before that? The boss fired them. What happened to the person before that? They left because the boss is a nut job. That kind of stuff, right? That's like bang, square right in the face. You can also have red flags because maybe you don't feel that their product is great or their service is great or they got a lot of customer service complaints or whatever, right? So there's indirect flags. Those are observable as well. Okay, so there's some that are a little more immediate. There's some that are a little more observable, or from a research standpoint, these things start to raise red flags. I'm not even sure I want to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. When you start looking at Glassdoor reviews, now I'm not big on Glassdoor reviews, right? I think, malcontents go out there and they write a lot of that stuff. But if you got a lot of that and you're noticing that, this is consistent with what I was reading, those start sending off red flags. Okay, but you haven't talked to the company yet. So Daniel's asking me about when I'm looking to apply for a job, what are the red flags? Now, the first thing that I would say to you is, number one, when you're applying for a job, if it's a job that you feel you want, ignore everything and go and apply. Now, I would prefer that you go through somebody, you try to network, you boss hunt, you recruiter hunt, you get a referral or whatever. Go that route. Let's say you can't go that route. Then you go in through the applicant tracking system. That's fine. Go ahead. I want you to put faith in yourself that you will figure out whether it's the right environment for you. Just because somebody else complained on Glassdoor doesn't mean that you're not going to have a great time or that you won't connect with the boss or whoever. Okay, but when I start to look at the stuff online, if I'm a job seeker, I'm not just looking at the open position. I start looking at everything on the website. What's the website look like? Does it look like they put effort into it because they want to attract the right people? Are there management team profiles, employee profiles? Are there testimonials from employees, customers, right? Are those advertisables there? In this day and age, I don't care how private you are, you got to have this kind of stuff, okay? It's the game you got to play if you want to attract the right talent. So is that there, right? Start to look at that. Does it look like they're investing time in their recruitment? Now, on the one hand, I do like it when companies say, if you are interested in working for our organization, please submit your resume and a cover letter to careers@milewalk.com, right? That's cool, but I would much rather say, we welcome any inquiries to our organization. Please email us, blah, blah, blah. You can see a list of our opportunities or a list of whatever's on the, on the portal. Now, if you go to the job descriptions, don't just look at yours. First thing, look at the ones you like. Then look at the way the job is advertised. Does the employer spend a lot of time making demands about everything that they want? Soup to nuts. Is it a 5-page job description? No job description should be longer than 1 page. Okay, because you're nuts if you think you're going to write all this stuff, everybody's going to read all this stuff, and everybody's going to adhere to everything that you would like and the kitchen sink and all that other good stuff. Okay, so you got this job description. Do they spend a portion of that job description, like 50%, advertising how awesome it will be for you? Not just what we want, but here's what we offer. When you start seeing things like this, here's what we offer. Here's why it's a great place to work. Here's this awesome boss you're going to get to work with, and so on. When you see all that, all additional benefit, that's a good sign. When you don't see any of that, yellow flag, right? So, okay, so now you're looking at the job description. You're just looking for you're just trying to get a feel, right? You're just trying to get the vibe. Now, does it look like there's a career path? Junior analyst, analyst, senior analyst, grand senior analyst, so on and so forth. And okay, are they hiring a lot of salespeople? Doesn't matter what you do. Are they hiring a lot of salespeople? Why do you want to know that? Who hires salespeople? Two kinds of companies, the kind that are growing or the kind that are losing salespeople all the time. So if they're hiring a lot of salespeople, you want to be able to walk into a job interview and say, I noticed you're hiring a lot of salespeople, selling a lot of stuff, kind of thing, right? That's great. Tell me about that. Well, actually, how many salespeople do you have now? 10. How many salespeople did you have last year at this time? 10. What happened? Well, we lost 5, so we had to hire 5, right? There's that kind of company too. These are kind of things you want to notice, right? This is detective work, right? This is the difference between somebody who's actually listening to what they're seeing versus just hearing noise, right? There's a job description. There's where I apply. There's where I say, are you actually looking at what is there and listening to what you're seeing, so to speak? I'm being metaphoric here, but that's what I'm talking about. When you start looking at things like that, it's not so much, that's a red flag. I don't really care. I want you to get in there and talk to them. What I want you to know is, that looks like something I ought to investigate. A lot of salespeople. It's going to be a good thing or it's going to be a bad thing, right? Are they climbing the market? Is their market share growing, right? All this other stuff. If they're hiring a lot of engineers, that's probably a good thing too, unless they're burning them out, but same kind of thing, right? Product engineers, development engineers, those kind of things. That's how I look when I'm assessing an organization. And it's not a matter of will I apply. So all y'all, you want to go for it, you go for it. Just apply. Right, well, preferably try to work your way in through the network. But my point is, I would rather you say, this is the information I need to check out. Okay, this is where my questions are going to come from, in addition to what I need and generally evaluating them as a good company. But these are things I need to check. These are things that I can't ignore. That's what I want you to do, Daniel, and that's how you're going to be successful. That's how you're going to make a good decision, because it's going to be informed because you poked around, you observed, and you asked questions. So that's how I'd go about that, man. I mean, it's that digital footprint tells you a lot.